Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome 2025. Hope you had a great holiday season and you're now ready for the new year. I know I am. I had a great holiday with my family and I'm ready for all that 2025 has to offer. So I did take a couple weeks off of creating video, and I did kind of take a couple weeks off of decreasing a lot of items. Over the last couple weeks, it's been more, just enjoying family time, doing all the things, and so I haven't been doing a lot of my decreasing. Some of my decreasing didn't get recorded because I didn't think about it as, maybe I was throwing it away or we were getting rid of it. Although I wish I was better with these videos because my daughter-in-law, well, all the kids were home and they were cooking and whatnot. And my daughter-in-law had gone in the pantry to get something and she comes out with 2 jars of marshmallow fluff and she holds them up. She says, guess when these expired? And I think it was 2014. I don't even know why I had marshmallow fluff in my pantry. I must have been going to make something, but 2 jars of marshmallow fluff. So anyhow, I made a little video of her because the way she said expired was so funny. I wish I could blend her into saying expired in the middle of this video to give you all a good chuckle. It is one of my 2025 goals is to make better videos for this 5,700 decrease, as well as for any of the other content that I might create for Kathleen at home. So maybe somewhere along the line, I will learn how to insert another video into this video, and then you'll get to hear my daughter-in-law say, expired, and holding up a marshmallow fluff. Anyhow, so not a lot of decreasing was recorded. I did actually only decrease by 17 items, or at least 17 recorded items, including the 2 marshmallow fluff. I had a table runner that got thrown away because it got ruined with a spilt candle wax on it. I was really glad though that a friend of mine had suggested I put a clear plastic tablecloth over top of the tablecloth I have on my dining room table, because it saved that tablecloth from getting the candle wax all over it. I got rid of some Christmas clothes, some slips, hankies, a few things, and I got rid of some vitamins. So there's some vitamins that I bought with good intention, and either I tried them and I didn't like them, or I bought 2 bottles and I didn't like the one, so now, the second bottle's on its way out too. Medications, I had a couple prescriptions that I tried well gosh, this is going to be a lot of info for you, but anyhow, I had a really long transition into menopause and I tried some hormone replacement therapy. I tried it, didn't seem to really do what I was looking for it to do for me, so what was left of those prescriptions were part of the trash. So anyhow, that's what I got rid of. I would like to be getting rid of this tickle in my throat. If I could just decrease it, that would be nice. If I counted all the Kleenex I used over the last week or so, who knows what number I'd be at by now. So something else I figured out during these last couple weeks was I should have created a repurposing category, and it's still pretty early in my decreasing. Maybe I still can or should. What I mean by repurposing, so I had a pair of holiday leggings that no longer really fit or weren't anything I really wanted anymore, but it's got this really nice, there it is, stretchy fabric. And then for those of you that are in the yarn or fiber world, you've heard of yarn koozies, where you stick your caked up yarn into a little holder so that when you're working with your yarn, the yarn's not unraveling all over the place. Well, I made this out of the bottom of a legging, so I can get 4 of these little yarn holders out of a bottom of a pair of legging till it gets to be too wide in the leg where it doesn't really suit the purpose. So maybe I very well may be making another repurposing. The only concern I have with creating a repurposing category for myself is because I can see myself holding on to a lot more stuff. Some of the items that I have, like I have some items out in, I'm pointing towards the detached garage, in my garden area that I'm repurposing. So they are teapots without a lid. So I put them out there in my garden area because I thought, oh, well, that would make a nice flower pot. That's great if I didn't have already tons and tons of flower pots. So now I have regular flower pots. I've got some teapots without lids out there. So eventually my good ideas about repurposing, if I don't use them right away, they get to be more stuff sitting around waiting to be used. So that's my only concern about if I make myself a repurposing category, I might keep a hold of things that are would be better off going off to someone else who could use them, or maybe, repurpose them or what have you. So I'm kind of on the fence about whether I'm going to make that category or not. I've also had somebody ask me a question recently. Can I count an item if I give it to somebody who still lives in my house? And so I thought that was a good question because, this item hasn't left your house, but it's left your, underneath your quote unquote control. It's no longer your item if you give it away to somebody, whether they live at your house or they live somewhere else. Once you give it away, it is theirs to do with whatever they want. So I told my friend, I said, yes, you can count that because it's not yours anymore. So if you've been wondering about that, like, gee, if I give this item to, one of my kids, does it still count? I say we put it on the list and we let that count. If that feels like you're splitting a hair to you, then don't count it. I've had several people tell me about some numbers that they're choosing to decrease their homeowner or their personal ownership of. I think this is fantastic. I'm tickled to hear so many people are jumping in and having a good time with this. So keep it up. Keep letting me know what you're doing because I'm really enjoying hearing everybody's, numbers, what they're doing, what they've gotten out or gotten rid of. I'm enjoying seeing the pictures of, the different things that, this is the pile that's on the to-go. And so I hope you'll keep sharing with me. While we're talking about that, if you would click a like if you're enjoying the videos and click subscribe, that'd be super because then we can keep chatting to maybe more and more people and we'll see if we can't get more and more people starting to decrease the number of items that they own. One of the benefits I'm seeing already with decreasing the items I'm owning is when I'm standing in the store and I'm about to make a purchase. So for people that knit and crochet items, this terminology will be familiar to you. After I've knit a sweater, there's a process called blocking the item. What that does, you submerge your knitted item in water and then it lets the yarn bloom. I'm not sure if that's the technical word, but that's how I visualize it. And it kind of opens the pattern or opens the yarn up. Well, after that, you lay it out on a towel, you roll it up, try and get as much of that moisture out as possible. And then you lay that item that you made out on blocking mats. So they sell blocking mats, the different fiber companies sell blocking mats that are specific for that. I have been using a yoga mat and it's worked well for most of my projects. There are some projects that are just way bigger, wider generally than my yoga mat. So then I'm, kind of figuring out how to put a towel down and keep, that whole surface blocked. Well, the store had kids play mats on sale, like you interweave them or they're like puzzle pieces and you make like a little play area, play mat. And I thought that would be a great blocking mat for my knitting. So I put it on my shopping list. I'm standing there in the store and I'm going, but gee, this would be another thing I'm going to have in my house. That yoga mat isn't working. It's working. Isn't working terribly. Excuse me. I've just had a couple examples where it just wasn't quite big enough. I could not believe how long I stood in that store trying to make this decision. It wasn't based on the price. Usually when I stand in a store and hem and haw for a while, it's because I don't want to spend the money. This was not expensive, and compared to real, blocking mats that, you would get like at, for actual yarn projects. It was not expensive at all. My whole thing was, do I want to bring another item into the house? So I did purchase the blocking mats, and I have 2 items that I've finished that I do need to block. I need to make my final decision. Am I going to keep these blocking mats, or am I going to return them to the store? So I haven't totally made up my mind yet. It would be very nice to not have to reconfigure things when I'm blocking my finished items. But do I want to have another item in my house? I would say prior to, this adventure I'm on, the price was right. I had a good use for it. I wouldn't have given it a second thought. So maybe some of you that are, on this journey with me, maybe you're noticing the same kind of thing, that now you're more hesitant to even purchase things. And that's where I'm feeling, wow, I'm learning a lot. I've said this multiple times, I don't want to become a minimalist. I like, having my pretty things, and I like, having, here I'm still in front of my nostalgic tree. This is probably the last video I'll do in front of that for the year. I like having all those ornaments that have a long history. I like having tons of ornaments on my tree. I like that. So I'm not looking to be minimalist, but I sure like that I'm looking to be less consumer oriented. And most of my consumer orientation is generally reused from like thrift shops and that kind of thing. I'm not a big go to the mall and buy stuff new kind of person, but it's interesting. My mindset's changing, so that's a good thing. Well, somebody had asked me for some totals, and I said, oh, I'm at 1,000 already. Well, whoever that was, I don't remember who it was. I wasn't quite right. I am currently at 932 items. So my projection, or my projected goal, is 5,700 items in 52 weeks. I am at week 10, and I'm just shy of 1,000 items already. I think I'm on target. I think I'm doing just fine. I'm not too worried about it. What I am a little bit, not worried, a little bit nervous, or a little bit, yikes, here we go. I'm now going to have to start facing some categories that it's going to be maybe a little bit more difficult to get rid of some things. So I'm going to be moving into some decorations that have been hanging on my wall. I've been looking at them for the last month thinking, do I really like those anymore? Or do they just hang there because they've been there for years? Part of me is like, yeah, they're just hanging there. They've been there for years. But part of me is like, but what if that wall's all bare? How's that going to feel? Am I going to be okay with that? Now, here's the thing. I can take everything down off the wall and look at the wall and for a couple days and say, nope, I don't like that, and put everything back up. That's an option. Or, or maybe I'll love it. I don't know. So I feel like I'm starting to head into some little bit more difficult. I've been thinking about some of my crafts, some of the crafts I do enjoy, some of the crafts I used to enjoy, some of the crafts I thought I was going to get into. That is a huge category. The amount of material I have, craft supplies I have, etc., it's a lot. So that has the potential to be a huge number of items gone, but it's going to be a tug of war in my spirit, I think, as I decide what to keep and what goes. So I think that's about it this time, folks. I did get a haircut. I love it. So I don't know how many hairs are on my head, but they all got cut. So, anyhow, well, something else. I'm probably going to publish this video, even though there's a couple odd, where I hesitated a little bit with my conversation. I'm probably still going to post it because we're at almost 15 minutes and I have to start all that over again. That might not be too much fun. Usually when I do the restarts, it's like I've only gotten into it, 10 or 15, 20 seconds or what have you. And as I was doing this, I think I restarted this one, I don't know, 6, 7 times. I thought I should make a bloopers page. That'd be kind of funny. Anyhow, I'm rambling now. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to wish you a happy new year. I'm going to wish you happy decluttering, and we'll see you again next week. Take care, my friends.